She gave her credit card to a broke single dad as a joke. 24 hours later, she regretted laughing. The night she slid her black credit card across the table, her smile was sharp with amusement, and his hands were trembling with shame, because hunger, exhaustion, and pride had all collided at once in that bright, expensive restaurant where a broke single father never belonged. The joke was meant to expose him, to entertain her friends watching from a distance, but it landed on a man who had already lost everything except the will to keep his child safe, and in that moment, something irreversible began. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and stories that remind us what humanity still means, please take a second right now to like this video, share it, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to KNH Stories so more people can feel moments like this. He had not planned to be there that evening. The man, a worn-down single dad named Aaron, had only stepped inside the restaurant because his daughter's school interview was the next morning and he needed to look presentable, respectable, like a father who had his life together. His last paycheck had vanished into rent, medicine, and overdue bills, and his wallet carried more receipts than cash. He ordered water, sat stiffly, and waited, hoping invisibility was still possible in a city that punished weakness. That was when she noticed him. Elegant, confident, surrounded by wealth and laughter, she saw him as a curiosity rather than a person, a man clearly out of place, wearing effort instead of money. When their eyes met, something unspoken passed between them, not understanding, but judgment. The card appeared between them like a dare. The moment stretched, watched by polished shoes and glittering dresses behind her. It was meant to be harmless entertainment, a quick story she would forget by morning. The condition was unspoken but clear: impress me, prove you are worth something. Aaron felt the heat crawl up his neck, but behind the embarrassment was something stronger, heavier, the image of his daughter sleeping in a borrowed bed, believing her father could fix anything. He took the card slowly, not with greed, but with a kind of quiet resolve that surprised even him. He did not speak. He stood, nodded once, and walked back into the night carrying more than plastic in his pocket. What she did not know was that Aaron had once lived a different life. Years earlier, he had been a skilled mechanic and problem solver, the kind of man who could rebuild broken things if given the tools. After his wife passed suddenly, grief hollowed him out, and time became an enemy. Jobs were lost not because of laziness, but because sorrow does not punch a clock. Still, skill does not disappear, and determination does not die easily. That night, instead of spending foolishly, Aaron used the card with care, buying only what he needed to restore a chance he had buried. He rented tools, paid for a temporary workspace, and took on emergency repair jobs posted online by desperate people who needed help immediately. He worked through the night, hands blistered, eyes burning, fueled by coffee and memory, turning hours into hope. By morning, the city was waking as Aaron was finishing his last job. He returned every cent he had spent into an envelope, added the cash he had earned honestly, and included a handwritten note that carried no anger, only truth. He then did something even braver. He walked into his daughter's school interview wearing clean clothes, tired eyes, and a heart that refused to quit. He spoke openly about struggle, responsibility, and resilience, not knowing if honesty would cost him everything or save him. Sometimes, courage is simply refusing to lie about who you are. 24 hours after laughing, she noticed the notification first. The card had been returned. Perfectly balanced. Curious irritation turned into confusion, then unease, when she read the note. There was no bitterness in it, no attempt to impress, just gratitude for the opportunity to remember who he was and what he could still become. The weight of it pressed into her chest in a way money never had. For the first time in years, she saw herself clearly, and it was not flattering. She had power, but not purpose. Wealth, but not warmth. The joke echoed back at her, hollow and cruel. She found him again, not through effort, but through humility, seeking the man she had underestimated. What she saw was not a miracle, but momentum. A father rebuilding piece by piece, not asking for charity, only space to stand. The regret she felt was not about the card, but about how easily she had laughed at someone else's pain. In helping him after that, she did not rescue him. She invested in something real, a small workshop, steady clients, a life stabilizing inch by inch. And in doing so, she discovered something unexpected growing in herself, a quiet respect that money had never taught her. Aaron's life did not transform overnight, but it changed honestly. His daughter slept safer. His work earned trust. His name meant reliability again. And the woman who once mocked him learned that kindness is not about generosity alone, but about seeing people before judging them. The joke had ended, but the lesson remained, etched deeply into both their lives. Before this story ends, take a moment and comment below one word that this journey made you feel. Your words matter more than you think. In the end, the credit card was never the point. It was the mirror it held up, reflecting who they both were and who they could choose to become. One man proved that dignity survives even in poverty, and one woman learned that laughter at someone else's lowest moment is a debt the soul eventually has to pay. If this story touched your heart, if it made you pause and feel something real, please like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to KNH Stories, because stories like this only live